วัสดีค่ะ
ครับสวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ
ผมประวิตร โรจนพฤกษ์จากข่าวสด English วันที่มาช่วยข่าวสดไทยน้องพี่ชื่ออะไรแนะนำตัว
พี่ประภัสราพิณรงค์ค่ะมาจากข่าวสดไทยนะคะสวัสดีค่ะ
Good afternoon the Israeli ambassador to Thailand Ms. Orna Sagiv ambassador good afternoon
Good afternoon. Shalom. Sawadika. Thank you so much. The past more than 48 hours since Saturday morning, I think have been maybe the worst hours of many of the Israelis. In Israel, we are used, unfortunately, to wars, to missiles, to terrorism. But what happened on Saturday morning is something that is unprecedented. The vicious terror attack launched by Hamas terrorists, Palestinian Hamas terrorists, this is something that is unprecedented in an unprovoked way. So the situation is very grave. Innocent people were killed and murdered and slaughtered, I would say, executed in their homes, in their beds, were taking out of their beds babies, old people. And I'm just asking myself, what kind of people, how can you even call those terrorist people? Who is behaving like that? Who is, making those war crimes and is even so proud of it that they load it, they post it on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram.
But the question is, people are asking, and as you have mentioned, it was unprovoked. So what was the motive, as far as you can understand why now? What might have driven the militant groups, the so-called terrorists, to attack Israel on Saturday morning? And why, and this is a big question, and probably a number of your colleagues have been asked, why the Mossad or the Israeli intelligence have failed to see it coming?
So it's a big question why a terror organization behaves the way it does. I don't have an answer. And when you look at Hamas, some people, you mentioned is a so-called terrorist organization. This is not a so-called, this is a terrorist organization. The Hamas try to pretend as if they have for years, as if they have the political wing and the military wing, and you have to look at them differently. No, Hamas is a terrorist organization. Its main goal is to distract the state of Israel. They are heavily influenced by Islamic ideology, and they are heavily influenced by Iran, a country that is very much committed to the destruction of the state of Israel. When I say influence, we know today that Iran was one of the reasons, or one of the supporters of that specific terror attack. They gave them ammunition, they gave the Hamas ammunition, they trained them, they gave them, the guidance. So when you look at Hamas, I don't know what is the reason. Their reason is, they want to eradicate the state of Israel. I don't think that any country in the world can accept it. I don't think that any country in the world would go into negotiations. What am I going to negotiate with them? How deep they are going to, to dig the hole where they want to bury me? You don't have anything to deal with terrorists. We have to realize, the world has to realize that this is a terrorist organization. It needs to be condemned, it needs to be demilitarized, and this is how the world needs to treat this organization. Many people around the world and in Israel ask those questions. How did it happen? How come our security and intelligence didn't know about it? All of those questions are big questions. We don't have the answers at the moment. At the moment, we focus on fighting. We are now in combat. We lost a lot of our officers, a lot of police officers as well, and very brave people that, are fighting for our lives. This is not the time for us to ask the question. The time will come when the fighting will be over. We will all ask the questions and demand some answers. But we are not doing it at the moment. We are waiting. At the moment, we are still in fierce fighting, and I don't know how long it's going to last. We know that it's going to take probably a long time.
Sort of shifting slightly, Yesterday, the Deputy Prime Minister, Mr. Phumtham, mentioned or insist that actually Thailand's stance is that we are neutral. I assume you have heard that on the news. While earlier, the Prime Minister was quoted as saying he condemned the attack against Israel. And right now there's a lot of debate amongst the Thai publics where the Thai government as well as Thai society should stand. What do you make of that? Let me just...
We've been in touch with the Thai government with all levels, and of course the Thai embassy in Tel Aviv has been in touch with our officials as well. You know, sometimes Israel is in the center of a conflict, and some people agree, some people disagree all over the world. I think that what happened on Saturday morning, this massacre, this slaughter, showed the world the reality that Israel has been dealing with for many years. This is why there have been condemnations from dozens and dozens of countries around the world that not only condemned but also showed support and solidarity and understanding that Israel has the right to self-defense. And this is very important because Israel at the moment is not at the point of, okay, so let diplomacy talk. I'm a diplomat. We are all peace-loving people. But sometimes when such a cruel war is being, forced on you, you have to retaliate and you have to act. I think that in Thailand, what I feel, there is a lot of understanding to that point. I think that unfortunately there are Thais that were affected and injured and lost their lives, and some of them are still abducted and kidnapped in Gaza. And people here, I got, overwhelming support here in Thailand. I don't even have time to answer, from political leaders all around, from leaders of the industry here, from members of parliament, from friends. We have so many friends here, and people have been sending more and more and more messages of support. So of course, sometimes other people would say, no, we disagree, Thailand shouldn't take a position. I think that sometimes every one of us needs to make a point and to take a position and say we cannot accept such horrendous terrorism. We cannot accept terrorism, we cannot accept war crimes. And I think that this is the case. I think that the overwhelming support that we've received here just showed me that we are not alone.
More difficult questions, since you're already into that. I assume you also are aware that some Thai public, particularly Thai Muslims, but not just Thai Muslims, more, let me put it this way, more sympathetic to the Palestinian side and view Israel as the oppressor, in the so-called Israeli-Palestinian conflict. What would you like to say to these people? Because as I mentioned earlier, I think Thai society is divided. We have no census as to how many percent of the Thai population who are concerned about what's happening outside Thailand is supporting the Israeli side or the Palestinian side, or even Hamas for that matter.
I want to say something and to make it very clear. We don't regard the Palestinians as our enemies. I believe, as I said before, that they are also victims. The Palestinians in the Gaza Strip, many of them, the civilians there, they are the victims of Hamas. They are the victims of terrorism. They are being used as human shields. And we wish, and we always wanted, to have peace with the Palestinians. They are our neighbors. People from the Gaza Strip come to work in the agriculture fields of their neighbors in the Israeli territories. We want to live in peace. We don't hate them, and we wish to live in peace with them. On the other hand, I find it really difficult to understand how people in Thailand or anywhere in the world can support Hamas, can support a terrorist organization. This is one thing that I find very difficult to understand, because this organization does not do anything positive for the population in the Gaza Strip. They don't do anything for them. All they do is use them. In the past, I think, year and a half or 2 years, Israel did many efforts in order to make the lives of the people that are living, the population that lives in the Gaza Strip, better. All sorts of projects with the international community, energy related. We were looking for ways to make their lives better. In return, the Hamas organization used those 2 years that were quiet in order to gain more ammunition, more weapons, and to prepare this vicious plan that it's just started. So I think that what Israel got in return in trying, to make the lives of the Palestinians better was like the worst terror attack. So I'm asking myself, really, I'm really sympathetic, and I understand also that the Palestinian population is suffering, but change your leadership. They are your leaders. Find other leaders that do not want to eradicate the state of Israel, that accept the fact that we can live in peace one next to each other. As long as you have the Hamas organization as your government, you will have to bear the consequences. And the consequences now are going to be very hard and difficult for everyone living in Gaza, because after the hit that Israel got 2 days ago, definitely we are going to react very strongly.
Yeah, for Thai people, that now we have been looking for the mission to evacuate Thai people from Israel back to Thailand. Do you have any opinion for that?
We've been in touch with the Thai authorities. I understand that there is a will or a wish to evacuate some of the Thais that work in Israel and wish to go back to Thailand. The Thai government will decide how they are going to do that, with what means, and we will help to facilitate any assistance we can give. The Israeli airport is open, so commercial flights or other flights can reach there, and we will do whatever is necessary. At the moment, the roads around the Gaza Strip, outside, in those areas that were affected, the roads are mainly closed because we still had the terrorists going around, in this area, and we are worried that no innocent person will get affected. But I think that the moment people can start to move there, and it will take, I guess, another day or two. I don't know, but we will have to. I'm guessing. And when the whole area is clear and safe, and we can make sure that people we can travel there with no risk to their lives, they will be able to get out of there, and then the embassy in Tel Aviv will organize. I guess they have lists of people that wish to leave, and they will organize it accordingly. We are doing here. I'm in touch with many authorities here in Thailand, trying also to organize it, and I think. Hopefully it will happen in the next few days, the moment they can be evacuated.
Okay. From what I read, about 1,000 Thai who wish to return to Thailand.
That's what I hear as well.
Would you recommend? I mean, of course, there are 30,000 Thais. So I'm trying to do the math. It means 29,000 other Thais who are in Israel feel it's sufficiently safe. They don't want to, or they have currently no desire to return to Thailand. Yeah. Do you think of course it is their decisions, but do you think that's the right decision? Are they overreacting, or do you think it merits these people who probably are closer towards the conflict area to be evacuated? What is your call? Did the Thai authority ask for any advice, or do you have any personal opinion as to the need, whether the need to evacuate 1,000 Thai is valid or not? Let me just
We have about 30,000 Thai employees working in Israel, mainly in agriculture. About 5,000 of them, they live just around this area, the conflict area, around the Gaza Strip. I don't think it's my place to give advice. I think that some people are very resilient, others, and they feel that they are far away. Others were affected even emotionally, some people physically. It's not my place to give advice. I know that the Thai government wishes to assist every worker that wishes to go back. I say that this is very personal, and whatever is good for any person, he should do that. And the Thai government is generous enough to offer that assistance to the workers. And I think everyone should do whatever is really right for himself and for the family and for his family.
Ambassador, you have mentioned clearly the Israeli government have launched a counterattack. We have seen the airstrike, and probably it will be premature to assume how long this conflict will go on. But if you look back at history, and let me take you back to the so-called Black September group back in 1972 when the Israeli Olympic team sportsmen have been taken hostage and eventually killed in Munich, Germany. Eventually that tragic incident led to a retribution by the then Israeli government, which stretched very far from Israel. The retribution, so-called killing or execution of the top Black September leaders took place in Rome, in Paris, if I'm correct, and in a small town, I wouldn't even remember the name, in Norway. Most tragically, the Norway incident, the Mossad agents have wrongly identified the suspect and ended up killing an innocent person who married to a Norwegian. Are we seeing a repeat of that happening in the days and weeks ahead? Where are the leaders of the Hamas, and how far will Israel go? And do you think this is 50 years now, right? 1972?
Yes, 51.
51 years. Would the European Union or some other countries, because it's half a century ago, tolerate such action? Will Israel commit itself to not stage a retribution outside its own territory or beyond the Palestinians' territory?
I would say that a war was forced on Israel about 2 days ago. I still cannot say at this point where will it take us. We assume that it's going to be a long war. By the way, we already have some signs from the north, from Hezbollah, from Lebanon, that they have some. Yesterday they started shooting on one of our outposts. And the Americans were very clear, by the way, in sending. President Biden sent a very, very strong message that make sure that others are not going to be involved as well. What I can say is what Israel always said. We do not only see the terrorists on the ground as the ones responsible. Of course, a terrorist that goes into any mission against Israel, he should know that he will never get back home. He will be killed. If not today, so tomorrow. But most of them, they do not return. It's kind of a suicide mission for them because they don't return home in one piece. But these are not the only people we target. We target the people that make the decision, that the people that makes the directions, and send those people, the leaders, and anyone that acts against Israel should fear for their lives. It doesn't matter where they are. And Israel has long arms. And we reach people that are responsible for terror attacks against us. If it's going to be today, tomorrow, I don't know when, but Israel cannot accept such horrendous terrorism. I don't know. Again, I'm not a military person. I'm a diplomat. I'm here in Thailand. I have no idea what are the plans and what is going to be planned. I can tell you from the past, we know that we hold the leaders also responsible for sending those terrorists to act against Israel.
Okay, I have one final question, Ambassador. Just before entering the embassy today here in Bangkok, we learned that the security have been heightened both by your own embassy as well as the Thai police. It was reported that the Deputy National Police Chief General, Police General Surachet Hapan have ordered security to be heightened in front of your embassy. I'm not sure about your residence, but he had made it clear that additional protection be afforded to you and your staff here in Bangkok. I have been questioned, and of course I understand you are in a state of war, ask questions that I have never been asked before entering and meet you here for the interview. So how safe do you feel here in Bangkok? Is there any other additional requirement that you might want from either the Thai government or any words you might want to convey to those in the same address, the building here, who may be concerned for their own safety as a result of being, a neighbor to your embassy here? Yes.
I would start by saying that most of the time our neighbors here in the building, they are very happy that we are here because they feel very, very safe because we are here. The other thing I would say that I truly and very I really appreciate the very, very strong support and cooperation we get from the Thai government. We feel very secure here. The Thai police, all of the branches are fully cooperating with us, and we get a lot of. I feel I have the sense of, that I'm very safe here. My staff is very safe. I don't have any problems or any fear, and I truly appreciate it. We don't take it for granted. I use every opportunity I have to thank the Thai government for that, because I know that not every place in the world, not every government actually supports our embassies like that, and I'm really truly thankful for them. Let's hope we won't need any of it. It's better be safe than sorry, and I hope we won't need any of it. Mm-hmm. And after translation, may I say something?
Yes,
I know it was the last question.
You
but
will.
Thanks.
I will leave you with the last word.
Not really the last words, but what I would like to say is that what happened this week in Israel is very unusual. When we start, the fog starts to move, and we look at the reality, it is very, very difficult. We are a small country. We know, each one of us knows someone that was killed, a friend that was abducted, a friend of a friend. It's very, very difficult. I can tell you personally, on a personal level, I have 3 children. My youngest daughter just joined the military 3 weeks ago. She's very young. She just graduated from St. Andrews here, and instead of going to college, she had to go back to do her military service. And she is now in the southern part of Israel, not far from there. I'm extremely worried. My middle son is visiting here in Thailand. He's a student. He came, and he was just called back on the emergency situation. He's in the artillery unit, and I know that tonight he will fly back, and he will have to join the forces. We are all very worried about our loved ones. We are all very worried about others that we don't even know. I haven't been sleeping almost at all in the past 2 nights. I keep thinking about mothers with 2 young babies that are now, they don't have food, they don't have diapers, they are somewhere in tunnels of Gaza. I think about old people. I saw the pictures. Some of them are at the age of my parents. I think about a lady in a wheelchair that is now thrown somewhere in the tunnels of Gaza, and my heart is breaking. And I don't, I've been a diplomat for 30 years, and I find it so difficult to explain. Some things are, we had a very rational conversation, but at the end of the day, these are people, these are children and babies and grandparents and people just, that they were in their houses, in their safe place, and someone, was shooting in the house, and when people did not come out, he just put the whole house on fire, so people were forced to come out only to be slaughtered outside. So I have to tell you, on a personal level, it's not easy for us as individuals, and for us as the people, as Israelis. And I truly hope that this is something that none of us will ever have anywhere in the world will have to experience again. My heart goes also to the Thai employees, the Thai workers that are part of us. They are part of our families, the families of the farmers that they live with. My heart goes to their families. They are so far away, and they don't really understand what has been going on in Israel. They don't know what is the fate of their loved ones. And it's all because a terrorist group just took over. And they are, they believe, I don't even understand what they wish to achieve in doing so. So I think these are very, very sad days. But Israel is a strong country. We will prevail, and at the end we will win. But at the moment, the days are very, very difficult for all of us.
So, Ambassador, with that note, I am very thankful for your time. As you said, you haven't been sleeping, and I think a lot of Thais have been really saddened by what's happening, and we really wish that peace sooner than later will be achieved.
Thank you.
Along the way, naturally there will be loss on both sides, but we really hope for the best for
Thank you.
The people of Israel as well as the people of Palestine. We'll keep in touch if the situation develops to the point where probably we'll need to come and talk
please,
to you.
You're always welcome.
You will be able to avail yourself.
Of course.
Please take a good care. And
thank you.
I rest assured, and I hope the Thai police will take good care of you.
I'm sure they will.
In Bangkok.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Kapunka. Sawadika.